Right now on Hoosier News Source, a hate crime against Bloomington's Muslim community, and protesters on campus fighting IUPD policy on sexual assault reports.
And I have cooler temperatures as well as a look at our Halloween forecast. Hoosier News Source starts now.
Hello and welcome to Hoosier News Source. I'm Olivia Oliver. We start this week with the latest COVID-19 updates. The university reported 25 positive COVID cases last week, and the vaccination rate is up to 93.7%. The Monroe County Health Board voted to extend the mask mandate until November 30th. However, there's an exception to the new public health order. It states once Monroe County tracks fewer than 50 COVID cases per 100,000 residents, then the mandate will be lifted the next day throughout the county. The Monroe County Board of Commissioners will meet Wednesday at 10 a.m. to vote on the mandate. Damaging picnic tables and an electrical unit, ripping a conduit from the wall, and destroying the security cameras before causing damage to the fence, all caught on video. The Bloomington Police Department arrested 32-year-old Adam Lee Walls after security cameras captured him destroying property at the Islamic Center of Bloomington this week. According to Heather Acow, spokesperson for the Islamic Center of Bloomington, an IU student living across the street notified the police. She, along with others at the center, have identified the incident as a hate crime.
As a community, still dealing with the aftermath of this. We have had several cases. I've lived here in Bloomington for 17 years, and I can think of other cases where we've had vandalism and other attacks that were clearly hate crimes. And so I think it was very reasonable for us to assume that that was what was happening here.
Some of the other attacks targeting the Bloomington Muslim community in recent years include an attack on a community member and petty vandalism like the water tap being turned on overnight. Protesting a cause close to home, Hoosiers Against Sexual Assault started an online petition after IUPD changed their policy to not disclose the location of where sexual assaults happen on campus. After postponing the original protest, the group gathered in Dunn Meadow on Friday calling for action. According to an IU Newsnet interview, IUPD said they don't release the location to protect the victim. Hoosiers Against Sexual Assault works with Shatter the Silence, an IU organization that creates a safe space for survivors to talk with others.
It's definitely opened our eyes in a great way, though, because we've been able to talk to so many survivors, so many different stories about where it happened on campus, who it happened with, if it's been outside, how it was handled with IUPD, IU Health, and all of that. And I think through this process, we've been able to make it a lot more impactful and successful with all those different perspectives.
The university hasn't commented on the increase in sexual assaults for the semester. Caroline Clare has the latest on this week's cool weather and Halloween forecast. Caroline?
Thanks, Olivia. Before we get into this week, let's take a look back at some Halloween weather extremes. So, guys, this is going to be some of the extreme weather that we have seen on record here for Halloween. So, as you can take a look at our high, 88 was our highest Halloween on record here in 1950. On the opposite end here, our low being 19 in 1923. We've seen up to 1.5 inches of rain and up to even a ½ inch of snowfall in 1993. Let's look and see how this year will compare. Luckily, guys, doesn't look like we're going to be seeing any of those extremities here this weekend. So you can see a beautiful day, no rain chances, maybe some light winds, but also 51, 57, and 48 as the sun is setting and as the moon comes out. So it's going to be quite a chilly day, but a beautiful one at that. Now let's take a look at our extended outlook and see what we're looking at for the rest of the week here. So cooler temperatures, finally getting out of the 70s and more into some more seasonable weather into the 50s here. So going on Wednesday, 59. Rain chances return on Thursday and Friday. Going to be a wet start to our weekend. However, once we get into a weekend, a beautiful weekend for our Halloween Sunday here. And cooler temperatures dropping into the 40s and maybe even into the 30s at the next few days here. So make sure, guys, if you are going out this week, make sure to grab a jacket or a light coat. Stay warm this week and have a fun Halloween weekend. Olivia, back to you.
Thanks, Caroline. Coming up on Hoosier News Source, a new affordable nighttime ride option on campus to get you home safely, and the latest on Bloomington's rising fuel prices. Welcome back to Hoosier News Source. HNS reporter Bridget Taylor joins us for Around the World in this week's international news headlines. Bridget?
Thanks, Olivia. On Monday, Sudan declared itself in a state of emergency. Ever since the ousting of its past president in 2019, Sudan has been ruled by a military and civilian alliance. Now, after 3 years, the military leadership is assuming power, and hopes of a peaceful transition are gone. Sudanese protesters have called for an elected government. During these recent demonstrations, at least 2 people were killed and 80 were injured. COVID vaccine trials have begun for ages 6 through 11. The results? Safe and effective. Earlier this year, Oxford University began an AstraZeneca trial, but later paused it due to research saying it could cause blood clots in youth. The Moderna trial tested children in the United States. The promising results allowed for FDA approval. Moderna stated that the benefits of the vaccine outweighed the side effects and would most likely start rolling out vaccinations soon. And finally, the recent Facebook scandal is impacting people from all around the world, specifically India. Among the 340 users, India holds the largest market for the app. Its problems with hate speech and misinformation are significantly worse in developing countries. The lack of monitoring content caused Facebook to become primarily a place for hate speech and misinformation to spread. That's all for now around the world. Olivia, back to you.
Thanks, Bridget. Campus now offers a safer and cheaper way for you to get home at night. IU launched their new partnership with Lyft called IU Late Night. With this program, students can get a ride between 12 a.m. and 3 a.m. Requests for rides are only allowed within designated areas in the Lyft app. All rides are discounted by $6.50, not including tip. To begin using IU's late night Lyft service, students can follow instructions sent to their IU email address from Lyft Business to enroll in the program. Have you noticed that you've been paying a little more at the gas pump lately? Multiple gas stations in Bloomington now have prices as high as $3.39 per gallon. Other stations in the surrounding area have seen prices rise to $3.33 per gallon. These prices are among the highest that Bloomington residents have seen this year, as well as some of the highest prices seen since the beginning of the pandemic. IU alumnus Fred Luddy gave $60 million gift to IU in 2019. Now, thanks to that gift, artificial intelligence technology has a home at IU. The new $35 million Luddy Center for AI officially opened this semester. The center will focus on robotics, complex networks, health, and social media. Researchers, teachers, and experts at Luddy will have their hands on the new AI technology available at this center. IU suffered another major loss in football this past weekend against Ohio State. Mason Williams joins us with IU football and how the rest of the Hoosiers are playing. Mason?
Thanks, Olivia. It was a tough weekend indeed for Tom Allen's Hoosiers as they welcomed in the 5th-ranked Ohio State Buckeyes to Bloomington. Ohio State's top offense ran rampant on the IU defense, scoring points at will en route to a 54-7 victory. The Hoosiers now face the daunting task of winning 4 of their last 5 to become bowl eligible, starting this Saturday against the Maryland Terrapins in College Park. Moving to soccer, both the men's and women's teams were in action over the weekend. Indiana men's soccer faced off against Wisconsin Sunday afternoon in a crucial Big Ten conference battle at Bill Armstrong Stadium. A deadlocked match saw the 2 squads need extra time to decide a winner. Freshman Tommy Mahalik's golden goal in the 106th minute saw the Hoosiers through to a 1-0 win, and they will look to continue their winning ways against VCU this Wednesday before the Big Ten finale on Sunday. Finally, the IU women's soccer team took the field against Purdue in their season finale at Folk Field in West Lafayette. Following a 2-0 defeat Sunday afternoon, IU did not receive a bid to the Big Ten tournament, and their season is likely over. That's all I have for Hoosier Sports this week. Olivia, back to you.
Thanks, Mason. And thank you for watching this week's episode of Hoosier News Source. To learn more about this week's stories, you can find us on Instagram and Twitter at IUSTV News. I'm Olivia Oliver from Bloomington, Indiana. We'll see you next time.